Spongebob, Kamp, Koral, Sink or Swim. Adapted by Eileen Steffens, based on the teleplay by Luke Brookshire, illustrated by Dave AIKINS. It was a great day at Kamp Koral. Lake Yucky Muck was finally open for swimming. The campers raced down to the dock to the water. They jumped and splashed and did cannonballs. Everyone loved it except Squidward. Just then, Miss Puff blew her whistle. "Everybody hold it," she shouted. Then she explained the rules of the lake. No running, no yelling, no diving, no splashing, no finny dipping, and most important rule of all, no sinking. Who knows what could happen to you at the bottom of the lake? "Yes, Miss Puff," said the campers. Then they went back to yelling and diving and splashing. Miss Puff sighed. Spongebob, Patrick, and Sandy couldn't wait to swim. "Last one in the lake is a hairy armadillo," yelled Sandy as they ran to the water. Spongebob and Sandy both jumped right in, but Patrick stayed on the dock. He was nervous. He took a deep breath. Then he ran off the end of the dock, leaped into the air, and did a huge belly flop. Spongebob and Sandy cheered, but then Patrick started sinking to the bottom of the lake. "Ah!" cried Spongebob. "That's the most important rule. No sinking." Luckily, Miss Puff saw Patrick too. She jumped in the lake and pulled him ashore. Then she told him that unless he got his swimming badge, he was only allowed to swim in the pollywog pool with the babies. "But I don't want to be with the babies," cried Patrick. "If you would like, I'll teach you how to swim," offered Miss Puff. They got started right away. Miss Puff used a kickboard, a bird bath, and the beach. But Patrick sank every time. Back in the pollywog pool, Patrick was discouraged. Sandy had an idea to cheer him up. "If Patrick can't have fun with us on the surface, we'll just have to have fun with him at the bottom of Lake Yuckmuck," she said. She reminded Spongebob and Patrick that they were sea creatures who could breathe underwater, and she could use her diving helmet. The friends sneaked past Miss Puff in a canoe. Then they sank the canoe to the bottom of the lake. "Party at the bottom of the lake, Yuckmuck," cheered Sandy. Spongebob, Sandy, and Patrick played underwater volleyball. Then they had an underwater picnic. They completed an underwater karate meeting. Sandy even played the fiddle underwater. The party at the bottom of the lake was a blast. On the surface, the other campers saw bubbles and heard music. They looked in the water and saw Spongebob, Sandy, and Patrick. "They're having a dance party," said Larry. He spread the word to the other campers. "SpongeBob's having a dance party at the bottom of the lake. Pass it on," he said. Soon, all the campers were at the bottom of the lake partying with Spongebob, Sandy, and Patrick. Before long, Miss Puff noticed that the campers were gone. She thought they'd all sunk. "Don't worry, campers," she cried. "Miss Puff is on the way." She rowed out to the middle of the lake and then dove underwater. When Miss Puff reached the bottom of the lake, she tried to rescue Spongebob, but he told her that they didn't need rescuing. "We're having a dance party," he said. Patrick grabbed her fin and began to dance. Miss Puff joined in until she realized the campers had broken her most important rule. "No sinking," shouted Miss Puff. Then she puffed up and up and up and sucked all the water out of the lake. She scooped up all the campers and put them in the pollywog pool. She noticed that one was missing. "Where's Patrick?" she asked. Just then she felt something in her belly. It was full of lake water. And Patrick, he was not sinking. "I think I'm finally getting the hang of this swimming thing," he said. The end.